Hi guys, in this last lesson of Python tutorial we will explain classes and objects which are also could be used while work on your data. And next, in the future, we will go over and learn different libraries and work on real projects, don't worry. But before going to those libraries and work on real projects, these lessons was really necessary for you. Just try to learn all of them and practice them in order to acquire the knowledge of algorithm use in Python. Let's first create a new file and call it classes and objects. Classes and objects. Enter. Okay, what is the classes and objects in Python? Almost everything in Python is an object with its properties and methods. A class is a code template for creating those objects. This object then will be called as the instance of the class. Let's see that we have a class called employee. Let's create a basic class called employee. And then after creating this class, we will create what? The initializing method called init. What is the initializing method? Init, let's see. Init method is called like that or written like that. This is basically the method which is automatically being executed with every new class's instance. And then after initializing the new method, you could do what? You should give the parameter called self. And after giving the parameter, you could assign attributes here inside of this class. You could assign as many attributes as you like, but I will just define two attribute names called name and age with this self parameter here. Self name equals to heat, for example, and self age is equals to 30, right? After assigning these attributes, you should call this class name called employee here, employee, with round brackets, and click Alt Enter. You could see that you have no errors in your code, but if you want to enter or access these attributes here, you should do what? You could easily type in the name of the attribute and click Alt Enter. You could see that it will print out the result or age, and it will work again. But calling the class name always should be with the variable, because this one is the easiest way of doing it. Employee, you are creating the variable, assigning to the class itself, and after that you are just calling the variable and the attribute name here, like this one. And you could see that this is the result. You could call name, you could call age, no matter, everything would work fine here. That's not a problem. And we could even change or adjust them by assigning new values. Let's see, let's comment it out, and I have a name here called Rohit, and I can even change this name. In order to change them, I will just assign a new value here. Employee name equals to, like I said, Gary, right? If I click Alt Enter and access it again, employee name, click Alt Enter, you could see that this value is being overwritten by this method or this attribute here. In practice, this is not in an appropriate way of initializing attributes. Instead, we could even collect these attributes as parameters or variables and then call them. How should I do this? Let's just copy this one, and or even I can even initialize or it from scratch. This could be easiest way. Let's say that I again define the class name employee, and then after defining the class name here, I will go to the new place here, new space, and defining again the initializing method in it. And after that I will give what the parameters here. What is the parameter? This one, but here I have assigned the values inside of this attributes here inside of this initialize method, but this here I will assign them instantly to the object. You will see it. First I will give a self here, then I will call what the name as an example 1, name 2. You will see the result right now, don't worry. Name 2, and let's see that I want to call the age, and now after the colon it will throw us to the new line. I will have to assign these variables to this self here in order to make them work. Self equals to, or self let's see, name 1 is equals to name 1. Then same way we will assign all these variables to the self parameter. Self name 2 is equals to name 2, and age again, self age is equals to age, this age, and this name 2 and this name 1 is being assigned with the help of self parameter, and we are giving or assigning new attributes like these ones for these variables here, which are coming from here. Let's see, where do we will them come. First I will create the new variable called employee and assign this one to the class itself, employee, and here I will do what? This is the class name, this one is just copied to this one, and here I can easily assign the values here, like head, then Jack as an example, Jack, and then 30, right? And now in order to print them out, I can do what? I can just print them, this variable here. If I print it out, employee, click Alt Enter, it will give me error because name 2 is not defined here. This name 2, this is a syntax error. If I click Alt Enter again, you could see that we have no problem in our code here, but it hasn't printed anything here. In order to print it out, what should I do here? I will have to call the method or itself or the attributes here, because this is the automatically executed here. Give or call these names here, like name 1. We already know this, just a minute. Employee name 1. Click Alt Enter, it will print out the result as a Rohit here. Then we could even print out the second name if we want. In order to print it out, I will just type in comma employee name 2, this one, I click Alt Enter, it will print out the second name here. You could see that these variables are being called in this object here. You can even create many objects and call them if you are willing to group them, for example, but in the first example you can't differentiate them because you are passing the values instantly to the attributes here. You could see this one is one name, You, of course, you can even add it to the list like this one, like after you are creating the tuple, and assign the second element here and click enter. Yes, you can do it like that, but